everyone. Welcome to Suburbia Press Live. I'm William Beam. And every once in a while, I get people asking me questions like, well, what is Suburbia Press? And how did you come up with what you're doing? It really came down to Suburbia Press was doing web development for small businesses and medium sized businesses every once in a while. But then there were folks who would come up to me with a problem. They wanted to start their own online business, but they didn't necessarily have a lot of funding. So there was another problem is they were non-technical. All they wanted was a website so that they could put their idea into action, but they were kind of stuck. They couldn't afford a web developer and they didn't know how to do it themselves. And I thought, well, it's really not that difficult if you have a bit of guidance for it. And that's what Suburbia Press is really doing right now is we are trying to help basically non-technical small business leaders who want or need an amazing website to do business. And what we do is we teach them how to create an amazing website that is also profitable, is low cost, particularly compared to working with a web developer, that is also ready to accept clients. And in other words, they've got the marketing down. It's not just having a website, it's also what do you put on the website that's really going to convert people over to buy your product or service. So we're showing them not only how to build a website, but also how to get their marketing funnel and their marketing messaging in place so that website converts people into being customers. And that's the whole idea behind what I'm going to show you right now. So we have two different offers for that. And let me start off with the first one. It's a membership that we launched in June. And the membership is called Headway Plus. You can see it's spelled down there with HDWY. And that is basically so I could trademark it. Headway is a common word. It's difficult to trademark. Headway Plus is the name of the membership. And the whole idea is it is there to help you make progress on creating and implementing your WordPress website, but also your marketing material. We go through 5 different stages in this membership. And the first one is to build a trusted business because no one's going to do business with you if they don't trust you. So we looked at a number of websites and like what creates trust and what doesn't. And I walk people through how to create trust by what they're going to put on their website. And there's a little preparation that people need to do before that. One of the things that I recommend is building a legal entity like a limited liability corporation, maybe it's a nonprofit, whatever it is, something that separates yourself from being a sole proprietorship. And that gives you opportunities for more things that you're going to put on your website. So the first idea is that if it's a legal entity and you can put that on your website, people typically don't go and form a corporation or LLC unless they're serious about what they want to do. And that way you've got a little bit of authority that goes that way with you. But the other part is it makes it so much easier to get business funding. And businesses and banks are more likely to lend to an LLC or a corporation or a nonprofit than they are to an individual who's running a sole proprietorship because they know the money is going to be going for business expenses. Now, some of those business expenses could also be payroll, but they're looking at what are you going to do with the money for your business? Are you going to be investing in capital equipment? Do you need to do marketing? Do you need to do video or photography? Whatever it is for your social media promotion, whatever you need to do, that is the first step. And if you're going to form a business like that, you need to have something called a registered agent. And that is a place where, should you get served by a lawsuit or legal papers, there is a business presence that is open during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, where someone could serve those papers. Most of the people I was talking to are working out of their home, and they certainly don't want to put their home address on their website or out for legal papers. So there are registered agent services that will give you a real physical business address that meets the state requirements for being open and present, having a real address where they can serve papers. But then you can use that information on your website. You can use it in your domain registration. And all those things show trust factors that, yeah, this is a real business. It's got a street address. It's got a place of presence. And it's not hiding behind domains by proxy or something like that. You can also get a business phone number using either Google Phone. There's an app called Sideline that I use, and that gives you a separate number for your business phone. And again, you can put that on your website because you're doing things that show people I'm a real business. People can contact me. And that way you've got more trust factors. And also, search engines like to see those trust factors for a real business. And of course, there are other trust factors that we go into, but those I think are some of the key highlights that we look at in stage one to build a trusted business. Stage two is all about the customer journey. And what we're talking about there is getting into the mindset of who is your ideal customer for whatever it is that you're offering. What are the pain points, the frustrations that they're feeling, and how can you help them get from where they are to where they want to be? And those are the kind of messages that you want to have ready to put on your website and in your marketing. If you're doing social media, you want to be able to speak to whatever it is, the problem that you solve. So, as I mentioned at the beginning here, my goal is to help people who are non technical and can't afford a web developer or it isn't viable for them so that they can learn how to create their own website, and not just any website, but something that's really viable and profitable for them at a much lower cost. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. You put the pain point at the beginning, you understand where they are, what they're thinking, feeling, and doing, and then you kind of paint a picture of where they could be after they've used your service or product. So that's why stage two is a marketing stage rather than a technical one. But it's very important because if you don't understand your customer and how what you have to offer helps them, then how are you going to say that on your web page? Stage three is about gathering your resources. So before you build the website, which we'll get to in stage four, stage three is like, what elements and pieces do I need to use? So there we talk about, how do I find a good web host? How do I install WordPress and configure it? How do I install a theme and plugins? And you don't have to use WordPress. If you want to use Squarespace or Wix or something like that, that's also feasible because what you're doing is building a web page, but the demonstration inside is primarily going to be based upon WordPress. And we'll go over different tools and plugins that you can use. We're also going to be talking about email service providers. What are the elements that you need to make sure your email service provider has so that when we get to later stages that you can nurture your audience and make offers to them, because you definitely want to be building your email list. That is something you can control. When you talk about social media, you can build a big following, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody is going to be seeing everything you put out because of the different ways that social media platforms work. We're also going to be talking about building a lead magnet there, something to get people on your email list, and we'll go over how that works as well. So the fourth stage now, this is where you assemble your website. And I teach this like an assembly line process. How do you get things set up and configured? How do you install your theme, your plugins? And also, how do you start building pages on your site? And those pages get built step by step, section by section, or row by row, however you want to call it. There's different terminology depending on which themes and tools you use. But you're going to build things in these sections, going from the top, saying what you offer, and on down, you're going to be talking about what problem do you serve? What's made possible by using your service or product? What's in your service or product? And also, you're clearly going to mention your price, and then you're going to have your call to action to get people to encourage them to buy. Sometimes your call to action maybe isn't for a product or service that you're selling, but rather to get people on your email list so you can nurture them a bit further. One of the things that we talk about is the fact that people don't always buy the very first time they see your offer. Sometimes they need to think about it. Sometimes they're not in the right position, but you still want to get them on your email list and you want to nurture them with something that is just ongoing. They have weekly contact from you. And basically from there, your name is in front of them when they're ready to think about it. Oh, yeah, I know this business has this solution. And then when you make an offer, they're ready for it. Or you can have links that can go back to your offer pages. So assembling a website is not as difficult as it seems. And that's why you want to get everything prepared. So you have your trusted business information, you have your customer journey information, you've already determined your tools that you're going to use on your website. And all you're doing now is putting everything together in an assembly line process to make it ready for the fifth stage, which is drive and convert. And that's where you're going to be getting traffic going to your website. And there are a few different ways you can get traffic. You can use social media, which is similar to what I'm doing right now, is having my social media presence here on YouTube. You can use Instagram. Some people like TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever presence that you like, whatever platform you like. If that's where your audience is, then that's where you need to be. And you can do more than one of those, but I'd recommend that you start with one, kind of get a feeling, because no matter what you do in the beginning, it's probably going to stink. And then you'll get a feel for it as you do it on a regular basis. So in my case, I am doing these live shows every Thursday at noon Eastern time, but also I have daily shorts. And the daily shorts just really go out to kind of answer questions, to give tips or advice on what you need to do within building your profitable website. And that's kind of what I'm doing here, is just like you keep giving and you keep giving. And then every once in a while, like this, you make an offer. So you're going to be able to look at using social media. You can use search engine optimization. I've done quite a bit of that, particularly for other sites that I have that are relying on affiliate marketing. So I'm selling other people's products. You can do guest posting or get on podcasts. Basically, what you're doing there is you're getting in front of someone else's audience. And of course, another way is paid ads. So we talk about all of those. Each one has pros and cons as to what the benefits are long term and short term and cost of implementation. But the nice part is by the time you get that traffic to your website, it's ready and prepared. It has your products and services on sales pages ready. You've got your home page ready. You've got your lead magnet ready. You're ready to get people in and convert them. Sometimes that conversion is going to be from a visitor to a lead. For example, if they get your lead magnet, sometimes it's from a visitor directly to a customer because they bought your service or product. And that is the whole idea behind the Headway Plus membership. But it's a bit more than that. There is a bit of community there. There are question and answer sessions or member calls. And this is where you go if you need mentoring, if you need a bit more support rather than just taking a course. So you can see I've got a link down below, and that is the link to the membership. And it is $57 per month, or there's an option to do it annually for $570 per year, which saves you 2 months off the whole year. The idea behind the membership is that it's there to provide ongoing and continuing support. It's there to help you make progress with what you're doing, because you can start something and go over all the YouTube videos, you can go get articles, but they only tell you so much and they don't tell you everything you need to know, because sometimes you really don't know to ask questions that you haven't thought about. So the old cliche is you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know, you can't research it, you can't ask for it. But we share that information inside the membership of what works, what doesn't, and what alternatives there are to help you build and grow your highly profitable and high conversion website. So I have decided that the membership is not going to be open all the time. That's because I want to spend time with the members inside the group implementing things and not marketing, every month of the year. I've just opened it up. So we started off as I said, we opened with a founding member launch in May and started up in June. And now it's been closed for a while. I'm opening it up again, and it's going to be open until August 18th this year, 2023. And then it will close down again for a while. The reason it closes is so I can spend time loving on my members and helping them make progress, rather than trying to sell it to new members all the time and then not paying attention to the members that are there. So if you're the kind of person that needs or wants ongoing support and help implementing your website, I'd recommend this as a way to create a professional website to sell and market your product or service. But not everybody is ready for a website. There I go. I always love making mistakes on lives. Not everybody's ready for a membership. Maybe you want to learn more before you start looking for that help. And that is why I came up with the next offer, which is a course. So this is a course that's called Website Conversion Academy. And right now it is on a pre-order basis. It's going to be launched on August 18th, which is the same day I'm closing the doors on the membership. The idea here is that we cover the same 5 stages that I just mentioned for the membership, but there's a bit more hands-on demonstration inside of a course. In the membership, we have something called core content. So I go over all the concepts, and then when people have questions, we start talking about how to implement their specific issue. Inside the course, we go over all the concepts, and then we also demonstrate here's what your options are with different web hosting services and sites. Here's what I found works and what doesn't. Here's where the compromises are. Which themes do you want to choose? Why do you want to choose them? What kind of criteria are you looking at to choose a theme? Or what kind of criteria do you want to look at for to choose your email service provider? And we'll go over more detail of how to build your lead magnet and also how to choose the plugins and build your pages. So this is a self-paced, everything's there all at once for the people that just want to get the resource and go through it. And then after they've done the course, if they decide they want more ongoing support and help, when the membership opens up again, they'll be clearly welcome to come in. And that way I can answer more specific questions. So the idea all along was to build the course first and then follow it up with a membership. You don't have to do it that way. You can join the membership without being, someone who's taken the course. But there are benefits the way that these two services work together. So I mentioned that I haven't started Website Conversion Academy. I'm about a little bit more than a third of the way through building it out. That's why I'm looking at August 18th to provide it. However, I wanted to make an offer for the people who are interested in this that you could buy it at a discount. There is a 15% discount before August 18th. So instead of $497, which is the regular price I'll sell it for, I think with 15%, it comes out to $422.45. Strange number, but that was what 15% was. So if you buy before August 18th, you will pay, but when it launches, there is a refund period. So I'll give you a 7-day refund period where you can look at it and if you say, you know what, this isn't what I thought, or this isn't right for me, then there's a no questions asked refund period. In the future, after it's launched, instead of a refund period, I'll do a 7-day trial. So you won't get charged for the first 7 days. The same is true with the membership. If you decide that you want to get the membership, there is a 7-day free trial before you get billed. And if you cancel before that trial is up, then you never get charged anything. You won't have any recurring payments on the membership. With the course, after August 18th, if you buy it at the higher price, you get a 7-day trial period. And then after that, it becomes non-refundable because you've had time to look it over and check things out. So there is one more offer to make. If you join the Headway Plus membership, I offer a 25% discount for Website Conversion Academy or for any other future courses that I create. I have a few of them in mind. And that gives you a bit more of a discount because you're a member, you're in there for recurring payments. And even if you only bought for 1 month to get the discount to use on Website Conversion Academy and then left the membership, well, you're still saving money over the full price before it launches. So I'm aware of that. I'm not going to quibble over anybody who does that, but those are some of the options that you have. I think that this is going to be very helpful for the people who have that pain point where they need a professional website. They need to develop it themselves, but they are non-technical and they don't know how to do it. Well, that's why I'm offering these two things. The course and the membership is to guide you through the process of not only the technical aspects of creating the site that you want to build, but also understanding the customers that you want to attract and building a sales funnel to bring them in and bring them to your site that's prepared and ready for market conversions. So I hope that is helpful for you. That is really what Suburbia Press is about. And there are links in the description, both for the membership and for the Website Conversion Academy that is coming up on August 18th. So August 18th is kind of the big day. That's when I'm closing the membership doors for a while. It'll open up quarterly, and then Website Conversion Academy will always be open, but the price will go up on August 18th. So with that, I hope that answers any thoughts you have about how to build a professional website if you don't know how to do it yourself, if you're non-technical, but you've got a business idea. And those are the folks that were coming to me as a website developer, and those are the folks that I'm really trying to serve with these offers is here's how you can do it. We can help you. And we've got a couple of different ways to help you. So, with that in mind, I'm just going to wrap things up here and hope that you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. You can also reach out to me. Support at suburbiapress.com is an email address. You can just reach that out. It'll open up a ticket for me. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have and give you more information. Thanks. I'll see you again next week.